Om Sri Lakshmi Narsimhaya Namaha. Hamsa Upanishad. Om, that Brahman is infinite and this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite, that is universe, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. 1. Gautama addressed Sarat Kumara thus: O Lord, thou art the knower of all dharmas and art well versed in all shastras. Pray tell me the means by which I may obtain a knowledge of Brahma-Vidya. 2. Sarat Kumara replied thus: Hear, O Gautama, that tattva as expounded by Parvati after inquiring into all dharmas and ascertaining Shiva's opinion. 3. This treatise on the nature of Hamsa, which gives the fruit of bliss and salvation and which is like a treasure to the yogins, is a very mystic science and should not be revealed to the public. 4. Now we shall explain the true nature of Hamsa and Paramahamsa for the benefit of Brahmacharins, a seeker after Brahman or celibate, who has his desire under control, is devoted to his Guru, and always contemplates as Hamsa and realize thus: Hamsa is permeating all bodies like fire or heat in all kinds of wood or oil in all kinds of gingerly seeds. Having known it thus, one does not meet with death. Having contracted the anus with the heels pressing against it, having raised the Vayu breath from Mula, Adhara, that is Chakra, having made circuit thrice round Swadhisthana, having gone to Manipuraka, having crossed Anahata, having controlled Prana in Vishuddhi, and thus having reached Agnya, one contemplates into Brahmarandhra in the head, and having meditated there always, I am of 3 matras, cognizes his self and becomes formless. The Sisna, that is penis, has 2 sides, left and right from head to foot. This is that Paramahamsa, supreme Hamsa or higher self, having the resplendence of crores of suns and by whom all this world is pervaded. If this Hamsa, which has Buddhi as vehicle, has 8-fold vritti, when it is in the eastern pedal, there is the inclination in a person to virtuous actions. In the southeastern pedal, there arises sleep, laziness, etc. In the southern, there is inclination to cruelty. In the southwestern, there is the inclination to sins. In the western, there is inclination to sensual sport. In the northwestern, there arises the desire of walking and others. In the northern, there arises the desire of lust. In the northeastern, there arises the desire of amassing money. In the middle, or the interspace between the petals, there is the indifference to material pleasures. In the filament of the lotus, there arises the walking state. In the pericarp, there arises the swapna, that is dreaming state. In the bija, the seed of pericarp, there arises the shufti, dreamless sleeping state. When leaving the lotus, there is the turya, fourth state. When Hamsa is observed in nada, that is spiritual sound, the state beyond the fourth is reached. Nada, which is at the end of sound and beyond speech and mind, is like a pure crystal extended from Mula, Adhara to Brahmarandhra. It is that which is spoken of as Brahma and Paramatma. Here is the performance of Ajapa Gayatri is given. Now Hamsa is the Rishi. The meter is Avyakta Gayatri. Paramahamsa is the Devata or presiding deity. Ham is the Bija. Sa is the Shakti. Soham is the Kilaka, that is wedge. Thus there are 6. There are 21,600 Hamsas or breaths in a day and night. Salutations to Surya, Soma, Niranjana, the stainless, and Nirabhasha, the universalless. Ajapa mantra, may the bodiless and subtle one guide or illuminate my understanding. Vaushat to Agnisoma. Then Anangyasas and Karanyasas occur or should be performed after the mantra. as they are performed before the mantra in the heart and other seats. Having done so, one should contemplate upon Hamsa as the Atman in his heart. Agni and Soma are its wings, right and left sides. Omkara is its head. Ukara and Bindu are the three eyes and face respectively. Rudra and Rudrani or Rudra's wife are the feet. Kankata or the realization of oneness of Jivatma or Hamsa, the lower self, with Paramatma or Paramahamsa, the higher self, is done in two ways, Samprajnata and Asamprajnata. After that, Unmani is the end of Ajapa, that is mantra. Having thus reflected upon Manas, by means of this Hamsa, one hears Nada after uttering of this Japa mantra 1,000,000 of times. It, Nada, is begun to be heard as of 10 kinds. The first is Chini, like the sound of that word. The second is Chini Chini. The third is the sound of bell. The fourth is that of conch. The fifth is that of Tantiri, that is lute. The sixth is the sound of Tala, that is cymbals. The seventh is that of flute. The eighth is that of Bheri, that is drum. The ninth is that of Mridanga, that is double drum. And the 10th is that of clouds, that is thunder. He may experience the 10th without the first 9 sounds through the initiation of a guru. In the first stage, his body becomes Chini Chini. In the second, there is the Bhanjana, breaking or affecting in the body. In the third, there is Bhedana, piercing. In the fourth, the head shakes. In the fifth, the palate produces saliva. In the sixth, nectar is attained. In the seventh, the knowledge of hidden things in the world arises. In the eighth, Paravavak is heard. In the ninth, the body becomes invisible and a pure divine eye is developed. In the 10th, he attains Parabrahman in the presence of or with Atman, which is Brahman. After that, when Manas destroyed, when it, which is the source of Sankalpa and Vikalpa, disappears, owing to the destruction of these two, and when virtues and sins are burnt away, then he shines as Sadashiva, of the nature of Shakti, pervading everywhere, being effulgence in its very essence, the immaculate, the eternal, the stainless, and the most quiescent Om. Thus is the teachings of the Vedas, and thus is the Upanishad. Om, that Brahman is infinite, and this universe is infinite. The infinite proceeds from the infinite. Then, taking the infinitude of the infinite universe, it remains as the infinite Brahman alone. Om, let there be peace in me. Let there be peace in my environment. Let there be peace in the forces that act on me. Here ends the Hamsa Upanishad belonging to the Shukla Yajurveda. Mantrahina, Kriyahina, Bhaktihina, Kshamapate. Om Sri Krishnarpanamastu.